Joining me now is Pascal Soriot, the CEO of AstraZeneca. And I want to talk first about the quarter because, like Sarah mentioned, you had a pretty good quarter. You're raising guidance for the rest of the year, but your stock is down today. So walk us through the dynamics that we saw in the quarter and what we should expect to see from you for the rest of the year.
Yeah, thank you, Angelica. First of all, thank you for having me today and for asking a very important question. We did have a tremendous first half. We grew 18%. We had a record second quarter. We sold almost $13 billion in the quarter. Every part of the company is growing strongly. Oncology, 22%, what we call biopharma, 22%, rare disease, Alexion, 15%. Every geography is growing, US, Europe. China is rebounding, growing 15%. Emerging markets out of China are tremendously growing. So really tremendous growth, and we are very much on track with what we said was our ambition, 2030 ambition. We raised the guidance for the year. Now, there's a variety of things that people have reacted to. First of all, they see that we continue to invest heavily in R&D. The second half of the year, we will have a more moderate growth in R&D investment and cost increase compared to last year, because last year we had a relatively high increase of investment in Q4. So that will moderate. But the other question that people have in mind is what's the news flow over the next 6 months? We believe we have a strong news flow, and we will demonstrate this, but there's question around this. And finally, there's this ongoing question about Dato-DXd, our new antibody drug conjugate, and what, the approval process. So a number of questions which we believe will be resolved over the next few weeks and months. We are absolutely on track, and the company is doing extremely well.
Yeah, and a couple months ago, you set out this big goal to basically double your sales by 2030. And today we saw a little bit of weakness in some of your newer drugs while we saw some strength in your older drugs. And I think that's giving people a little bit of concern that you can actually achieve this goal. So how can you reassure people that you can actually do this?
Well, actually, if you look at what we call our core strategic products, which essentially are the new products, they're doing very well. The growth rate overall is very much in line with the overall company growth. Now, some of our older products are overperforming tremendously, like Symbicort for asthma and Farxiga for diabetes, kidney disease. And people have a question as to whether that's durable, because those are older products. We think future will, of course, tell, but those are products that have a strong momentum. But the core products, the new products, are very much in line with what we expected, and actually overall what the market, the consensus expected. So I really think that over the next few weeks, months, these questions will over time disappear, and people will see that we are on track to deliver our long-term goals.
So let's talk about Farxiga for a minute, because that is one of the first 10 drugs that Medicare will be negotiating the price for, and we're about a month away from that final price. So what can you tell us about those negotiations and what that process has been like and where that final price might end up?
Yeah, the discussions are ongoing and almost concluded, actually, as you could expect. In the end, this outcome for us is not extremely relevant because the product will lose patent protection in the United States in 2026. So the impact of the price revision will be short-lived. But I'll say overall, we don't comment on those pricing discussions. They're very much on track with what we expected. There's nothing really dramatic to report on that front. And Farxiga will remain an important product for us because we are patent protected in Europe much longer. And in the emerging markets, patent protection is less relevant. Prices are lower, and you're driven by the volume, the demand that drives volume substantially.